while, so I thought that that would be kind of nice to do is just a little bit of a change. And if you want more of these videos, please let me know. So here I just have a bag of scraps, and I'm just going to get started. I think I'm going to start gluing stuff down. When I'm using scraps or papers that aren't together, I just kind of pick out things that I think will go together. So I love very neutral colors to start with, but if I can find things that kind of have the same color, then I will definitely do that. So we could maybe use that tissue paper, might be really pretty. And that's just a painted tissue paper, but I have everything in this bag: neon paper, all sorts of stuff, some of my printables that are just black and white, which are awesome. I love to use those. I love that beautiful contrast. This is joss paper. Let's see, I have packing or security envelope stuff going on. That one's kind of really pretty. Maybe I'll use that one. It's pretty neutral. Let's see. Yeah, but I kind of just go through and see what I want to use, and I just have a little pile. I really like wiping off paper, so those are always in there. All sorts of different paper. I also like common coloring book pages. I really love the pattern, especially when they're black and white. So I think that's a good place to start. Now, do I have a glue stick close? Probably not. But let's see if I can get us one here. So I just use these, which is the Elmer's glue stick. I know people have had complaints about them coming up, but I've never had that problem. And I don't mind re-gluing things down, but that hardly ever happens. So I'm just going to put down, or just cut down some pieces and just kind of glue things down. I think that I want kind of just scraps that I'm kind of going to blend in and add some color to. And maybe add some words or something. So we'll kind of see. So you can tear or cut. I usually just cut, so I'm going to try tearing a little bit. Or I usually tear, so I'm going to try cutting a little bit. Very good. And I'm just kind of laying things out. Normally I don't do this. I just kind of go for it, but I thought maybe I would try to just kind of see. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so I think I'm at a point where I feel comfortable gluing things down. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply my glue. Glue down pieces. These don't have to be glued down very well. I kind of like when things are a little bit organic. So that's what I'm going for. It's not going to look the way that I laid it out. Just FYI. So, but that's okay. Go ahead and stick this little guy down, and I love using my scraps. It's probably my favorite thing to do is find a fun way to use those. Alrighty, so I hope you guys have been doing well. I've been doing pretty good. I have been so busy, so I'm sorry if there was a couple weeks where you guys didn't have a YouTube video, because it has been crazy. I've just been doing a lot at my church. We opened up, so we've been open for a while, very safely, like limited people coming into the church and lists and disinfecting and all that fun stuff. So I've been helping out with that a lot. And then I do some more volunteer work at the church too. So I've been busy with that, and I got really busy the last few weeks. So I haven't been able to really create any art, as you can see from my Instagram feed. So that's always a little bit, you know, awful, but kind of get through it. I think we have those periods, don't we? So we're going to do that. And I have a cousin that's graduating from high school, so that's pretty exciting. So we got him his class ring, which is great. He hasn't sent me a picture yet. They live in another state, but it's so cool. I can't believe I remember when he was a little baby, and he's, oh my gosh, he's a young man now. But he's a beautiful child, so it'll be great. And then my other cousin, who is in college, he's doing awesome. He's in his sophomore year. He goes to DU, which is a very nice university here. And he's doing great. And he actually wrote a book of poetry, so I will link it below if I remember, and I'll do a review for you guys. But he's amazing. So he's doing great too. So the fam is doing pretty good, which is awesome. Maybe this little piece here. He just keeps getting more and more scholarships. It's amazing. He's so super smart and driven, which is beautiful. Okay, so I really like how that looks. So I think we're going to stop there with the collage thing. So I just pull out a bunch of stuff. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I like having just a variety of different things that I can use. Okay, so we'll put that back in my little bag over here. Little bag of goodies. Okay, and I just put my clips here. These I just collage. I think there's a video on how to do that. And then I use the blank ones too, and they can get all messy, so I don't mind. Okay, and then we're going to go in with a little bit of gesso, which I should have somewhere. So this is the Deco Arts gesso, and I'm just going to push this back a little bit. You can do this with a palette knife, with a brush, whatever you like. I'm going to use a palette knife and then probably switch to a brush, or you could even use your fingers too, but I like the way that the palette knife looks. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of blend these things together a little bit. And I'm not covering up everything, I'm just covering up a few things. How's that sound? Just a few. Yeah, but just busy, 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 as always. Very good. So I hope you guys are doing well. I did get vaccinated, so I'm super excited about that. Actually, a while ago. It's great. We have this wonderful kind of, she does outreach, and she does an amazing job. So we were able to get vaccinated really early. And actually, if you're in Colorado, you can go to St. Cajetan's every Thursday, and they have a clinic. You can call the office and ask for Linda, and yeah, and she'll take care of you, which is awesome. So you can get vaccinated here, and they're free, so that's awesome. So now I'm going to add, maybe I'll add some scribbles first. So we'll add that. But in Colorado, they have lifted the mask mandate for the most part, so things are a little bit different right now, which makes me a little nervous, to be honest. I liked being super safe, so we're going to continue to kind of stay home and, yeah, like we've been doing. So, and I have to be careful. I have people in my family that can't get vaccinated, so I have to protect them. So things are going to kind of stay the same for us, but okay, so now let's add, I think I'm going to do some magicals. Again, this was sent to me in Happy Mail, which is so awesome, and I'm loving using them right now. So this one is really pretty. I'm just going to put just a little bit out. I'm going to add some blue too. I like blue in that combination, I think. So I just take my fingers and kind of, I don't know if that's the correct way that you do it, but that's the way that I do it. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and just add some water to my brush. And let's kind of activate this, and I'm going to just add it, start adding it to the thing. Just to get some color on there. And the blue kind of will mix in, because I kind of mixed them together, but that's okay. Wonderful. And we're just going to get just a wash of color there. Very subtle, but pretty. These are very magical little things. Okay, let's do that one again. The sand. I like this one. South Shore Sand. I think that's really pretty. So we'll go ahead and do that. I don't know, nothing else has really been happening over here. I'm trying to think. Nothing too exciting. Oh, I did. I had like my friend, she's also vaccinated, so I went over to her house and that was really fun. So we created some art together. So that was pretty awesome. That was a cool, exciting thing that I definitely needed. That's what I miss most, is that you're not able to hang out with your art friends, right? As much as I used to. So it's good. It was a good little treat that I needed. So that was fun. And I actually altered a house, like a bird house from the dollar store. So I'll show you guys. I have to finish it up. I didn't get it all done while I was over at her house, but it's really nice. But I love the way that it turned out. So I'm just going to keep playing and adding the colors until I get something that I like. So I think that that's pretty good there. And the gesso isn't quite dry, and this is grungy, so it's all kind of mixed up and the color is not as pure, which I don't mind. I think that that's interesting. So we'll do that. That's kind of, and I'm working in an altered book. I only have a few pages left in this book, so I'm super proud of myself that I kind of got through. So that's good. So let's see. I think I want to add a little bit more color, so I'm going to get out my watercolors. This is a set that I got at my church. I was helping to clean out the basement, so they had all these goodies, so I got to keep a few of them, which is nice. So I'm going to add some brown, kind of like a tea color, or like coffee maybe, just to kind of bring it out a bit. Oh, I like that a lot. Wonderful. Okay, and then I think I use a ton of brushes in case you didn't notice. Okay, let's go in with, I have this really deep, dark, kind of grungy blue color, so I'm going to go in with that. And I think I'm just going to add a few little dashes. You won't really be able to see them, but they're fun to add. I like to add little marks. And this is just a really layered page, right? It's not anything special, really. Just fun and about relaxing and layering things. That's it. Wonderful. Okay, so that looks good. I like that a lot. Maybe I'll add a little bit of yellow too. I love this yellow ochre color that I have here. One of these is a yellow ochre color. Between one of them, let's see here. But they're really old watercolors. So I really love the colors. The colors are, I think they've gotten kind of muted. So I think it's interesting. I like it a lot. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Again, the gesso's not completely dry, but it's almost there. All right, so let's go in and maybe let's add some stamping. So she sent me these stamps, so maybe we'll use some of these. And they're circles and they have all sorts of cool stuff on them. So let's see, kind of like this one, or that one even. Maybe kind of scribbly. Maybe that one. And I've been using these a lot, which I love. I love when I use stuff that people send me. It's great. Alrighty. So I am looking for an ink pad, which is always an interesting feat when you're in Shami's craft room. I always like misplace them. I don't know why, but I do. Alrighty, so we have cranberry. We can use that one. These are ones that she sent me. Let's see here. And you see that I did use the black, so there's a black around here somewhere. Just can't find it. Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to have to do a clean here pretty soon. It's getting bad. Okay, and then there's this one, which is brown. That actually will work, I think. And these are archival. I do like to use archival ink. But I don't mind. I mean, I'll use whatever, honestly. I'm not super duper picky here. Okay, so let's do this guy. And I kind of like to take off a lot of it. Oops. And you see that it's not completely dry yet. That's okay. But it's just giving this, I'll bring it up so you can see, giving this kind of interesting look here. Just like that. I like that. And I like to always have kind of a little, oops, little scrap pieces of paper here that I can just get those impressions out of. That's good. Perfect. Okay. So I'm tempted. I'm wondering if, see how things pop off on me here. Okay. Just gonna redo that page. Perfect. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So I think that that's cool. Oops. Okay, that looks great. Okay, so now let's add our focal point. So I think maybe I'm going to use this. This is a picture that I took in Italy, one of the gorgeous cathedral. I think it was in Venice. And as you see, it didn't turn out that well, so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to make it kind of into a smallish, square-ish shape. Okay. And it'll just be a little small focal point. I think that's cool. That looks cool. Wonderful. And then I think maybe I will add a word. So I have this, it's Leaves of Gold. One of my friends gave it to me. So I'm just going to kind of go through and I'll use just whatever kind of word pops out to me, or really love to do this. Have one's page alive. So we'll kind of just go through and see. Slow drops from misery's crushing press. Ooh, that's beautiful. What endless melodies are poured, as sad as earth and as sweet as heaven. That reminds me, that's really pretty, of all the beautiful music that comes from those cathedrals. So we'll use that. See? Art always provides, doesn't it? Okay. So I'm just cutting this down. But we are pretty much done with this page. I'm just going to add this on there. But you see that these don't have to take very long. And with me talking. Okay. With endless melodies were poured, as sad as earth, as sweet as heaven. That's beautiful. And then there's the author's name. Oops, which I cut off. Oh my gosh, sorry. Well, it's not his whole poem, so we'll just kind of, sorry. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Alrighty. That should be cool. Okay, so I'm trying to think if I want to back this with something. Maybe some fabric or something. Let's see. So I have these little squares of goodness. Maybe, I wonder if I should do that. I think that's like two something. Too much, maybe. These all might be a little bit too much. That's kind of pretty. We'll kind of see. I may not use any of them, actually. That's kind of what it's looking like. But let's kind of go through and see. That one kind of has yellow and stuff in it. Yellow and blue, which might be interesting. And the rest of these are just a little bit too, I think, they're not what I'm looking for. We'll put it that way. That's kind of pretty too. Let's see here. They're green, and yeah, I don't think anything else will really go. It's kind of pretty. I like flowers. That might be pretty too. Okay, so let's kind of see which one I want to use. I'm going to put this back in my little fabric bag. Which one am I thinking? I think that, I think I like this one. And I kind of just go with my gut. So, I don't really think about it. It kind of has the colors in my background, so maybe that's a little bit of what I'm thinking, but for the most part, I just go with my gut. Okay, so we'll maybe kind of offset that a little bit. And I really love how it's a little bit tattered, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut and pull. Give it a little even more tattery edge thing going on. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to kind of see, maybe this piece is too big. How do I want it on there? Kind of like that, I think. But let's see how it looks on the background, right? And I really like this black, but I might have to cover it up. I can't see it. Okay, so maybe what we'll do, so I can see just a little bit of the black because I like it a lot. We're gonna just cut this down even more. Very good. And I kind of like to divide my page in a grid. So mentally, I kind of divide it in a grid. So I know, like, if this is 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, that if this comes down a little bit more, it will look a little bit better. It will hit kind of that grid where the lines would come together. So I just kind of like to keep that along. And since I have this gold, since I have out this ink, I'm just going to kind of ink the edges a bit of this, which I hardly ever think to do anymore, but I used to do that all the time. And then maybe let's grunge this up a bit. So let's add just a little bit of brown. I always use my hands for things like this. So forgive me. Okay, I always have horrible hands, but I do clean them afterwards. Okay, wonderful. So we can, I kind of think that maybe we'll staple this together. Add just a little bit of something, a little bit of roughness. Very good. I'll bring you in a little bit so you can see a little bit more. Okay, and now I need my glue stick. The glue stick. Okay, and this is coming up a bit, and that's just because it got wet. So what I do is I don't overthink it. I just glue it back down. It's not a big deal. Okay. Alrighty. But if you want, you can use fancy glue sticks. That's totally fine. I think that it's okay to do your own thing. Do what works for you. Okay. Alrighty, so these, I'm trying to think, do I want to back them behind something too? Maybe. Let's see, do I have my tea bags? Yeah, those might be pretty. Tea bags. I have a whole little thing of tea bags here. And there's a pretty little butterfly that I might use that I stamped. This has green. This had some type of green tea. I drink a lot of tea. It's so funny because people offer me coffee and I'm like, oh, I don't want to tell them, like, I really love tea. That's my favorite, but it is. That's what I like to drink. And I do have coffee too, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but I really love tea. That's my favorite. All kinds of tea, especially the spicy, delicious ones. Yeah, so I think maybe we'll just do some tears of or some torn tea bag here. That will kind of camouflage too. Okay, so let's see here. So do I want to use, I think I'm going to actually use like Elmer's glue for this. If this opens, which I hope that it does. But you see, I was doing great. This page was going to be done so quickly, but I started playing. Get lost in the process, at least I do. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to I add this, I add that, and then what happens 1 hour later? Page that, you know, should have just taken me a little bit of time. It's okay though. I think it's fine. It's fun to be in the process. Oh, I know, and it has to be so hard for kids. I don't think that they can do the normal things. Like when I graduated from high school, I remember just how exciting it was, and you know, you could have your friends sign your yearbook, and you had spent a ton of time together. It was great, you know. And poor kids these days because of the virus. I don't know if that's really happening. Hopefully they at least went to prom. I don't know if that happened though. Or some of them probably couldn't. Yeah, because of family members and things like that. So it's just a little bit different. Makes you a little bit appreciative, doesn't it? And it has to be different. I think that when you're in high school, you kind of get the social part, right? So it has to be weird not being able to make friends, really, especially if it was like your freshman year. That would be tough. So okay, so I'll do that and that, and I'm just gonna glue this down. I'm using my old Elmer's glue here. If you're worried about archival things, then please use matte medium. Use whatever you like. I've had journals for lots of years and I don't have discoloration or anything. Maybe I will like years and years from now, but I won't really be worried about that. Okay. The main thing for me is just the creating process. Okay, that looks awesome. So I think maybe the last thing that I'm going to do, I promise you, as I said that 50 million times ago, is I should actually close this first. Good plan. So it doesn't dry out. And then stick this stuff back in. But as you see, I like to pull things out and kind of try them out and see how they'll go on the page. I never quite have an idea of how things are actually going to come together. So yeah. So hopefully that helps someone out there. And I'm going to add just a little bit of splatters because I love splatters and they kind of pull things together. So I think I'm going to do some black splatters. So I'm going to just go right on my board here. Or that's actually blue. So maybe we'll do like a blue-black. That's still a blue. There's black. There we go. They kind of look alike. I'll use that as my excuse, which is not a good one. But there we go. Alrighty. Okay, and then we're going to add some splashes. I think it's okay if we get it on our thing. That looks awesome. So we just added a few little splatters. And again, I don't want this little pile of paint to go to waste, right? So I'm going to grab something, maybe a piece of paper, and we'll just stick that down there so it can kind of soak up some of that stuff. Okay, so I think that she is done, which I love. And we'll just let her dry open, but she's ready to go. So you can see there how it looks. So it has a bunch of texture and interest. I got some splatters on the butterfly, so it kind of blends in a bit. I could have got more on there, but that's okay. And yeah, I just love how this looks. And it reminds me of Italy, my beautiful trip. which I miss. I hope to go back there soon. Maybe this summer would be awesome. And it's so beautiful. So it reminds me of my trip, so it'll make me very happy when I look at it. So I hope that you enjoyed this time of creating with me. Thank you if you made it to the end. Yay, bravo if you did. And it's been really fun. If you want to see more of these kind of videos, then please let me know. And I will try to do one like once a month or something where it's kind of just chatty and I just kind of create with you too. But I hope you guys are doing great. It helps me out if you share my YouTube channel. So maybe find your favorite video and share it with your friends. That would be awesome. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for all your support. I truly appreciate it. And for being with me for all of these many years of creating. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.